Hello, Rockwell artist. Today we're going to be inspired by Klee. We spoke about him earlier this year when we did our cat and bird drawing. Today we're going to do Castle in the Sun as our inspiration. So let's use some shapes and some interesting colors and lines to create our own personal imaginative castles. For today's lesson, we spoke about Klee and his Castle and Sun artwork. We talked about shapes and what shapes we saw. So now we're going to create our own version of the castle and the sun. You're going to need a ruler and a straight edge. I will be using a Sharpie. You should be using a pencil in case you make a mistake, right? Okay, the first thing you're going to draw is a land line, like so, across the bottom of your paper, using your helper hand to hold down your ruler. From there, you can use your ruler to create different towers for your castle using shapes. Everyone's castle is going to look a little different, but this is how I'm going to make mine. I'm going to start with a bigger tower, maybe about right here. I'm going to make and use a rectangle for my big tower. And then maybe on the top of it, create a triangle. I'm going to add another tower here. Maybe I'll make this one a little bit skinnier and taller. On the top of this rectangle, I will also create a triangle for the top of my castle. Okay, and then I'm going to continue to do this, making different shapes and sizes. You can also stack shapes. This tower could have a smaller square or rectangle on top of it. Perhaps I create a smaller one over here by going just off the paper. And then I'll divide it into a few smaller towers. Maybe this is where my horses stay in the stable. I'm just going to go ahead and draw in my triangles. You can use a ruler if you wish. And then maybe a few more towers, nice and tall on this side. Ooh, maybe I'll make a bridge between the two of them. Like so, I have a bridge. Now I'm going to use my ruler and divide these into even smaller shapes. You can also freehand this part. You can make some vertical lines. You can, of course, make a line shaped like a semicircle. You can use your ruler and make some diagonal lines to divide up those sections. Oh, let me use the ruler for this. And then I'm going to create some rectangles down here. Maybe some smaller ones here, triangle here, and do another arch over here. And this one I'm going to actually create almost like a zigzag line coming down. My last thing I'm going to create today is I'm going to find a spot for my sun or my moon. If it's nighttime, perhaps it's going to be a moon. I'm going to create a circle over here. It's going to represent my sun. For this, you can just freehand it. You can also find something like a tracer, a cup to trace. I'm going to trace my fish food. Holding it down with my helper hand, I am then tracing around to create my sun. Okay, next week we will be adding some color. I hope you enjoyed creating a castle. Next time we're going to add colors, so stay tuned.